Hey, I feel joy to see you, and you are very visible on the screen. And I welcome you in this village call. And I realize that I'm here also with sadness because it is a very important moment also for me to become visible as one of the space holders for the possibility coaching specialties, which is this infinity ring with Anna Maria, Vera, and me. And we meet today for the third time in different, so the village call is happening for the third time, and not all of you have been in the space for the first two calls. And the today's session is about becoming visible and to explore more about what does it mean to be visible as a possibility coach, and what did you find out what works when, how can you see that you are visible? It is when you have a circle. And
Catherine, I want to make like a slice for logistics in case
yes,
any logistics.
How long do we meet normally?
Normally normally it has been twice, and what we had done is 1 hour, and at the hour we check if we want to keep going. Does that work for everyone?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
any other logistics?
Yes, my son is sleeping next to this room and he's ill, and maybe I have to leave very suddenly if he wakes up.
Same here.
Yeah, we also have a children situation with our son being taken care by the woman here living with us, and we don't know if he will suddenly appear, but we hope he doesn't.
Okay.
I feel glad that simply in getting together, there's already information that I have that you resonate that I didn't have before. That the three of you have children, for example. And this is part of why I am driven to be and make happen these calls to discover these resonances.
And the last time it was really clear we are here together in a circle, and everyone brings her and his experience into the circle. So I also invite you in the call, when there is some coaching you see you have to give, just do it. Follow your impulses. So
Catherine, go ahead.
Yeah. So I go back to the question, to the invitation. What brought you here? What is inspiring you to I realize I already had a lecture today and my brain is starting to get slow. So I raise my anger and my joy to be with you. Yeah, what is alive in you concerning this topic of be visible?
And I have an invitation for you, Catherine. Since it is you're holding this call with this fire in you, there's a fire in you about the necessity to become visible. So will you become vulnerable first and reveal what have you discovered about this? And then maybe that will make the space so that others also...
Thank you. Yes. Yeah. I started 1.5 years ago to become visible as a possibility coach and Rage Club space holder. And I realized that I put much more effort into this Rage Club space holding, and somehow I have the fantasy world that the coaching somehow will emerge, so people will approach me for coachings coming through the Rage Club. I discovered that this is somehow a hidden pattern I have, or a wish. So I would not really take a stand to be visible as a coach. I realized that I have different mimetic constructs about holding space for a group or holding space for a one-to-one session. And a one-to-one session is much more vulnerable. Also, wow, this person gives me money for this service I brought in this very moment. And I see different layers of becoming visible. It also has a lot to do with energetics. And so far I realize, wow, okay, it works in circle building when there is a regular offer, a regular reminder for people to, hey, I'm here with this service.
Can you say more about the energetics? You said it has a lot to do with energetics, and then
Yeah.
deepen that a bit. What are you discovering?
So there are two things, and one is more concerning the Rage Club space holding. And it has to do with, and I would say, yes, it can also be applied to the one-to-one coachings, to have space, to be an invitation for people to come to you. It is not enough only to have a space, a physical space. And Anna Maria, I saw your, do you have
Yeah.
something?
Yes, I wanted to ask, when you say to have space, what did you mean with that? And now when you said not only physical, what I assume is that you mean like inner space, or is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yes, inner space and space in your agenda. But more this energetical thing of welcoming people. And I observed that often my schedule is quite tight and I don't know when I could put coaching clients in it. And I feel sad about that, to realize I create not this landing possibility for coaches to find the way to me. And there might be a purpose. That I still feel fear of not. But I sense my next, or my edge is to find my own definition of what I am doing. What kind of possibility coaching do I hold space for? Because possibility coaching is so big. And what is the speciality in the speciality? I see there are so many different components. So I need to have clarity about what I really hold space for, and why I love to hold space for this kind of coaching. And then to have this energetical welcoming.
And I sense that this is to touch us, Catherine, because my sense is that when inside of you want to offer something, then it will ripple in making space in your, like, committing to making space for that in your calendar, and also being this like I don't know, magnetic, because you want to coach people. That's my sense.
So these are my edges at the moment. David, do you have a resonance?
Yes, I have a resonance. I perceive myself also with this thing of maybe not creating the spaces where I can maybe show myself or be more visible. And this is like a part of my box and also of my underworld that is pulling me in another direction. And also, especially this part that you were mentioning about what is really my focus or my specialty. And something that I discover, I do the experiment. I decide, I don't know how long ago, but I decide to focus on game board consulting and sexuality. And I do the experiment when I talk to people, I tell them that I do that as a first thing. So I do many things. I have like many projects, and now I have the clarity when people ask me what are you doing? I'm working with sexuality and with groups, and I make the conversation about that, and it's working. Like people, it's making contact, it's asking, and I have more projects now that I'm consulting, and yeah, I just want to share this experiment of like once that you discover what is really the thing that you want to focus on, tell to everybody as a first thing after your name. Oh, I'm the bit and I work with sexuality and with communities and groups, and yeah, it's really working. And I think my next step, and I'm happy that I'm on that, is to create more spaces online and on presence where I just share with maybe with not so much or without expectation of how the space should be or if the outcome that I should have from the space, but just mm, as a source. I resonate a lot with the sentence of Vera. I think Vera say that the opposite of scarcity is not abundance, is creation. And I was like, yes. I mean, when I'm creating, many times, for example, the clients or the people come not from the space that I offer, but because I create the resonance field that start attracting people from other parts that my intelligence cannot connect, but just the field is resonating and the people it's coming. And maybe nobody from the workshop that I opened was like continuing something, but just to move the energy and to show to my universe, I'm here, I'm doing this. And yeah, now I'm practicing that to create spaces here, especially here in this region, that I'm still with the story that is hard here, that blah blah blah. But I'm now in this process of creation, just be a source of creation with what I want. And still I'm liquid on these other details of how else I show my work without entering in marketing or in yeah, I'm discovering these lines of circle and marketing and showing what I'm doing, and like discovering or perceiving more where the underworld and manipulation comes, and when it's just my being wanting to share. And I'm curious, how is that for you all? Mm-hmm.
Do you write a newsletter?
No, actually, that's that's something that is really hard for my box, or it's not an ability that I have to share in this format of text. No,
Because I'm asking with what I hear you speak, I was just having this, like, I would really love to hear what's going on over there in Yanantin. And it can be very short. And it could be, we planted this tree row this week. Or, yeah, I have this project and I'm really excited because it's about sexuality and community. And then it doesn't have to be articles, but for me, it would really help to be connected to what's going on over there. I would really want.
Are you in our Telegram group?
Probably not. Nope,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Because this is our news place at the moment.
Okay.
And we'll invite you.
Yeah, great. Thank you.
Thank you, Eva. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm very glad about the weaving happening. And I is still alive. I want to say that I'm also researching the distinction between manipulation. That's what's coming right now. It's manipulation, which would be marketing, and creation, and something else, actually, and something else. And the distinction is what I'm finding is purpose. And something that I'm finding in me is that there is not such thing as this is conscious purpose fully, and this is fully contaminated, but that contamination is like that the contamination is gradual, and so an impulse or an offer can be somewhat contaminated. And the door that I found is to check what's the purpose. Like, if I do this like this, what am I committing to? What am I standing for? What am I creating if I do this? And if I do this like this, what am I creating? And then what am I committing to in doing it like that? And that is, I'm finding a very subtle, what is this? Like brújula, compass to make decisions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There is something about, for me, something so juicy, so tasty that I want to go there, even if I'm so scared about doing it. This is more. This is what is happening for me right now. It's like this going somewhere that I don't know. Yeah, like something that I always love to do. Like for example, permaculture, and finding another path and presenting it another way. Like when people ask me what is permaculture, I start with the social, with the game world building or social interaction, and I say it is permaculture. Like I start with that because that's what it is for me. And this is really an how to say, an edge. I don't know if it's really an edge, but it's like I don't even know how to say it. Like provoking something or invoking something. Or declaring, maybe consciously declaring what it is.
I lost you, Gabriel. To what are you referring to? To what David said, or to the distinction of Ana Maria?
Yeah, because Ana Maria about the purpose. Like,
Mm.
how do I also communicate? Like, how I also communicate what is.
Gabriel, for me, it is very hard to hear you because the quality of the sound is a little bit weird.
I think, Gabriel, that it's one of these things where if you're here, we cannot hear you, and if you're here, we can. Maybe. That's my sense. Will you try again? Like,
It's the mic.
no, it was not that. No.
Yeah, it's the microphone, looks like.
Mm.
Mhm.
Are you sourcing another microphone, Gabriel? You're writing, okay. Other
Okay.
laptop, okay. I say we keep rolling and then you will be back.
Mhm.
I feel a lot of fear being here. Because I'm telling myself the story that that it's not valuable, or that I'm not this kind of possibility coach that I see out there, or that I have experienced in being in trainings or in observing other, especially on Chloe and Clinton. And it is I have this experience of myself being in so many spaces where I bring value to the people, also in our couple sessions. And I know that I have value, and that it's powerful what unfolds there in front of me. And then I come to you, and I am together with other people, and I start comparing myself. I'm like, oh, am I really this, or should I be like this? Or is it enough what I bring? Is it okay what I bring? Am I really part of what is this here? And I was even like withdrawing from the group, and in the presence of Ana Maria here in Janantin, I understood, or I could see more of the stories that I have, and that this is just a mechanism that I have to withdraw from collaboration, and to isolate myself, and in the end to be alone and to not have any resources. And this is not what I want to create. And this is why I'm here, because I want to find out, who am I with you in a team, in collaboration with other people, holding space for these distinctions and this culture that I really care about, and that I live and irradiate, just because it is what I most resonate with, and it's my truth. And I am facing this layer of fear of, okay, if I come closer to you, then I will find out more about myself, and I will also see my incompetence. And this is like the power that I sense of being in collaboration, and of being with a team, of being with people, because it means that I can grow, because they see me and they can coach me and they can reflect me, and there is friction. And I'm so afraid of this friction. And at the same time, I also, my soul is longing for it. I'm hungry. I'm fed up with being a lone wolf and doing it all alone, and trying to do it all alone all the time. And I feel joy being here and seeing you and knowing that there are so many other people holding space for this to happen on this earth. And it's just so valuable and so powerful what we do. You're smiling so much, Ana Maria. I want to know what is going on in you.
I feel very glad to hear you. I feel very glad. I feel very glad to hear all of that. I feel very glad that you're here and that you share your journey and what you discovered of how you choose to not be here and the gold that you find in being in collaboration. And I'm just really like, yes, I'm thrilled that these calls are happening, and for all of what you're saying, Selena. And I don't have anything. I'm just really glad to be here with you, and I want to keep hearing other people.
I have something. And I feel fear right now because it feels like such a wild proposal, but I've been asked by two women if I would hold space for a frying pan for them. They're just in some kind of stuckness and conflict situation. And I was thinking today, it's not a frying pan if it's only me. And I want to hold space with some other woman to hold space for these two women. And I'm proposing to you, Selena, that we do it together. And I feel fear because I have never worked or held space with you, but I hear your wish for collaboration. And what do you say to my proposal?
I am on fire.
Yay! I will write you the details. I will ask them if they're also okay with that, and let you know.
I would love that. Yes.
Yay.
And I feel sadness.
Because
that you want to do this with me, that you want to be close to me.
I feel joy. I was actually feeling joy that we are having these 2 moments of just breathing and saying nothing. I also felt fear because no one was saying anything. But I just felt this joy that we have the space to let these things land.
Thank you.
I want to continue. I was somehow glad when you said, Katrin, that you don't really know, or you were saying with possibility coaching is so big. It's so many different things. Because I came to this call with this fear of I actually don't know what possibility coaching is. I mean, I hold space for EHPs, and sometimes I hold space for certain things like unmixing emotion or so, where I would say, okay, that's maybe more possibility coaching, but I actually don't know what it is. I mean, I have some ideas what it could be. So I'm also here to be inspired and learn from you what it is for you. And one thing I've been noticing is that what I want to really train more or get more conscious in is when people come, and even though they maybe have gone through a Rage Club weekend, but still, if I had a man the other day and then he wanted to unmix his emotions, and I noticed afterwards I hadn't really taken enough time to set the context properly, really to say what this space is and what it's not, and to be aware that people come to a one-on-one session with all kinds of stories or ideas about what my purpose is, actually, or the purpose of the space is. And yeah, and that's something I generally want to learn more. Is I think it happens to me a lot that I take things for granted with people because it's just so normal for me. Some things, like when we're interacting in certain ways, and it's not for people who are new to this work, and just not to be naive about what people already have in their, can hold in their being, or have somehow the matrix about. Yeah, somehow I'm blind there sometimes. It often happens that Oliver says to me after, like, for example, Introduction to Rage Club, he said, you just dive in. You just dive in too directly and don't take the time for people to really come with you.
And is that landing in you somehow, that you make an invitation, and well, for me, I have sometimes the impression I built the bridge too high, so they cannot jump.
Yeah.
This is the picture I have sometimes.
Yeah, I think it's really things like that. I'm naive when I say, okay, yeah, we can do this process of unmixing your emotion. And I noticed in the first 15 minutes, he cannot feel, so like the inner navigation skills are just not there. This clarity you need actually really to use the anger to finish that was so mixed, and he couldn't. He was just here and stuck and stuck and stuck, and it wouldn't go on, and so we just went somewhere else. And maybe to be more, to challenge people more, really to be more critical somehow when someone says, yeah, I want to unmix my emotions, really to go, okay, and not be oh yeah, let's do it, but like maybe ask myself more before, if I think like what skills maybe aren't there yet that I would have to build up first, something like that.
I feel fear, Eva, when I hear you speaking, and also anger, because I can see the same kind of story that is coming with what you share, that I also have, of that you come here and you learn what it is to be a possibility coach. And then I look at you, I'm like, what? Eva has been in this game world for so much time, and you have so much value. And I'm sure that every person around you is getting possibilities all the time. So you're being this possibility coach all the time, and you're not even aware of it. And I'm like, I'm angry for you to see more of what you already are, and what you have, and the value that you bring, and that what you just did right now, that you see, you have your fear, you have your joy, you have your sadness, you have your anger, and all these give you informations all the time, how you can create this bridge for other people to step into what you offer them, or into the possibilities that you have for them. And I don't want to continue. I want to check how that lands in you.
Yeah, I feel sad because I'm actually in such a huge liquid state, and these last, like, since the weekend, about the PETB and the year-long training, and my gremlin just really knocking me out full on. And one part of my gremlin strategy is to how do you say, bezweifeln?
Doubt.
Yeah, to doubt any value my work has. And
have the same.
Yeah, and hearing you is like, okay, yeah, it's like it's like these two stories on a, on a, like on a Waage, like, and sometimes one has more weight and then the other has more weight, and I feel sad and also angry that it's not obvious for myself, and yeah.
And
And
I feel joy. I feel joy that coming together and have this call can be a possibility for us to help us see when we don't see. Or to call each other out. This is what I want to be here for. And what I want that others do also. What I wanted you do to me also.
Thank you. I had one thing I wanted to add to this question of becoming visible and like how to let people know, like newsletter or what. And I noticed that like we have this open team in Freiburg where Sarah also holds space. And what often happens for people is that when it's their time in the team, they just navigate the first layer of an EHP. It's like just 15 minutes and they start feeling something and get navigated by the whole group or with one specific space holder. And what I have noticed is that when people just start that and then people jump in with their space holding skills, that's something where people notice, okay, something was working here. I was actually feeling something. And then they get interested. And that's the place where people, where I've experienced them that just come afterwards and ask, well, can I have more? Like, where do we go from here?
What is the open space you're talking about, Eva?
It's a possibility management team, and it's really like for people who have no clue. We created it because actually in the beginning we wanted people to be able to come to a space to have the experience of possibility team before they come to Rage Club, just so that they get to know a bit the context of possibility management and the work.
I feel joy to hear you saying that, because actually we had a possibility team today, and I also see it as a really first step, and I felt a lot of joy the way Gabriel was holding space for it, because we had like 2 new people, and sometimes I can sense that it's like too much going to radical responsibility, and people are just like scared and they never come back. And today I felt that was really like smooth, and actually they said that was like the feedback was really good, and it's also what I want to try with mothers. I want to hold space for like my goal is to hold space for mothers about raging. But right now I want to start with the possibility team for mothers.
Yes.
Yay!
Yay.
I'm super scared. I'm
In
super
French
scared.
or in English?
Yes, in French. Yes. Yeah, and I'm really glad to be here and to listen to you, because I'm in the step before starting, and I also have this thought that I'm gonna be teaching communication at the university. I will start on February, and I really want to bring something else than just marketing there. And I still don't know how I will manage that, because I can do whatever I want in the program. So I really want to bring them more things about communication than just like marketing stuff. So yeah, I sense I'm also here for that, to start to build what I want to bring there.
Ludivine, do you know Patricia Anzini?
No.
Yes, you do.
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
was
So-
with her 3 days ago.
Yes, great. So maybe you can reach out to her because she was also on the university.
Oh yeah, she told me, but we didn't talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow.
And are you connected to Marina Mello and Sarita Patney?
Yeah, I actually I have to call her. I told her I would call her like next days about regime models. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
Mm.
That's my next steps.
Yay. There is something I want to add to what happened today in the possibility team, because this is the place where like clients are coming from now. They're also coming because I hold space for the French village, and some people point me, and so clients are coming to me because of the French village. And there is something new that I'm discovering in holding space. It's like what identity I need to become. Like each time I meet someone is this kind of being totally someone else thing. Like and this is something I'm discovering. Like I surprise myself behaving a new way or being someone different. And sometimes I'm scared, or I kind of try to adjust to this new personality I am. And I talk about that because like it's where I sense also my pleasure to be with the client. Like even if the client, like for example, I have a client that really start to discover the power of anger. So it's one-on-one coaching, and I do coaching with anger. And yeah, and I don't know why, like I start to just to become someone else when I'm just being with her and I'm coaching her. And there is a pleasure to be there. Yeah.
Gabriel,
Yeah.
so I remember that you did a lot of work about identities and shift identity.
Yeah. Actually, it seems to be working now after all this time. Thank you for saying it. Yes, thank you. I guess it's just like a big liquid state. Like I'm finding myself something new. Like it's like, oh wow, actually it works, and I don't know how like why it works, or this kind of yeah.
I feel sad hearing you, Gabriel, and hearing you, Catherine, because I'm sad that to discover more pieces of how accountability works and how why accountability is important for me. And it's like the awe of it. Of my experience was you were saying something and I didn't get how was that relevant for you or for anyone, but especially for you. And then Catherine reminded you of something that you yourself might have forgotten. But because Catherine is on your team, she remembered, and that is a piece that makes, I want to say makes it make sense, but it's not that.
Yeah, it's like honoring the experience. I tend to forget all the steps that I've done and all the processes and all the team I've been in. And I tend also to forget because when it starts to be like kind of embedded, like kind of inside of me, the distinctions are inside of me. I forget what I create to be there.
Yes, and I feel what I discover is that accountability is not only about telling you, hey, I don't know, step up or something like, I'm angry that you're not doing this. But also it can be, because I can celebrate you for something that you might have forgotten. And through my eyes, I see the value of your path.
Thank you.
I'm enjoying you coming in every now and again, Anna Maria, and celebrating this weaving together that's and the team and the village that's in the space. And I feel joy to be here, and I feel fear to be here as well. I haven't been in a possibility management space for many months actually, and I've been really embedded in the feelings practitioner world, and I had the same question in a way that Eva brought in: if what does it mean to be a possibility coach, or am I welcome here if I'm also a feelings practitioner? And then because I do a bit of both, and if I'm one or the other, or I'm just Stacia and I draw on different modalities, and what does that mean? And I used to have in Australia, and I still in a way do have this kind of bigger circle around me and a mailing list, and I send emails and blah blah blah. And I've been in Germany now in the last 2 years, coming and going, and in the last 5 months solidly here. And I noticed that I have the least clients than I've ever had, except for maybe when I started 15 years ago. I don't have so many clients right now, and I'm curious about this. I didn't realize this call was about visibility until I looked again at the writing today, and I had a call with Catherine yesterday. And it's so relevant because when I'm in Australia, my physical presence does something, and then when I leave, I notice this. Over time now I have less clients, and I'm curious, what does it mean to be moving? And I want to learn from people that are moving around more, how to build a circle when you're more nomadic, because I've built a circle when I was in one place, and I'm noticing as I'm not there so much, what I used to do to feed that seems to not be working. And also I just brought a new big 3-month training into the world, and I'm working with different kinds of people in that training, and it feels like there's a transition happening. And yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious right now about this visibility topic, and what you said, Katrin, about making space in the calendar, which I have a lot of that right now, but also making space in me. And I notice when my fear rises, I don't have so many clients, that I want to, I need to say more, I need to be more visible, I need to write more, I need to do more. And it's not, this is this marketing thing, and I don't want to feed that. And how can I be magnetic? How can I create a vacuum that just, how can I be visible without pushing, without pushing, creating pressure. So, and right now I'm leaning into these questions, I guess. And glad to hear from each of you what's your way. Thank you.
There's something I want to share.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
Like I struggle a lot writing, like just like writing newsletters and stuff like that. Now it's more easy, but like for months, I remember you telling me like, "Why are you doing this? Like spending so much time trying to write and it doesn't work." and now I'm finding myself like with oh yes, I'm losing my words at the same time. Anyway, like I've declared another identity because I realize I'm not really a writer. I'm more painter. So I declare that I paint instead of writing, and it works quite better because this is how I am. I don't need to fit into the writer box or whatever. And also, I started a podcast, like a 20-minute podcast per week. And people got interested because I was doing that. And it was more easy for me to do than writing. And people could like just connect to my voice. And I had like last time in the market where I'm living, there is a big market, and someone just came to me, and I didn't notice. I wasn't aware he was listening to me. And he came to me and he said like something I would never like imagine he would say to me.
Gabriel,
Like
can I stop you for a moment? I
yeah,
want to say that I feel angry because Stacia just shared a lot of things, and I had this need to let it land in the space and to maybe see if there comes something up from anyone towards her. And I thought you are going to talk towards her, and you are like it seems like you are making it about yourself. And I want to go back to when Stacia ended her sharing and to let some space so the impulse can rise what wants to go towards her. Does that work for you?
yes, I have a yes.
Okay.
No reason.
Thank you, Selina.
Thank you. There's one thing I was noticing when you shared, Stacia, is that you were saying, yeah, and I've created this 3-month training. And then I was like, oh, wow, she's created a 3-month training. What is it about? What is happening there? And then you didn't say anything more. And I had this somehow I got you a bit shy about that. Or maybe there's somehow this question of, is this the space to unfold it more? And one thing I've been noticing is that when I meet actually with the people I hold space together, really we call it chewing on the context, really to speak about what's going on there and what else do we want, and chewing on the ideas and so on, then that somehow creates that people sign up for the trainings because we're in it and we're there. And so my question is, what was keeping you back from unfolding it more and maybe chewing with us?
I actually noticed when I spoke about the training that there was a doorway that opened. And I decided, no, not for now. There's not much time left. Other people haven't shared. I shouldn't take up more space. It wasn't so long and drawn out in my mind, but it was this. That's another topic for another time. But yes, thank you for picking it up.
Yeah, and it's the space thing, because you were saying, yeah, I want to make space. You decided not to take space or make space.
And for clarity, which maybe it was misunderstood, the training has finished, this 3-month training. But it's a brand new training, and it's for health and well-being practitioners, and I'm really excited about it. And it's going to happen again, and it's going to happen again, and it's the first one ever, and it's evolving. And I'm working with practitioners, and I've never worked intently with like health and well-being practitioners before. Yes, individual clients are practitioners sometimes, but this is specifically for practitioners. And I'm noticing I'm holding my breath as I'm speaking. I feel joy and sadness that happened, and I just wrote a post in the Feelings Practitioner group. It was kind of like the first little celebration space that I allowed myself to have publicly, that this thing happened, and and it's happening again next year. And I have a story, at least the empowering story that I'm going with right now, is that I don't have many private clients right now, because actually the type of client that I want to work with is different. It's changing, and that feels clear. Actually, my most long-term client that I've been seeing for 2 years just ended last week, and it's someone that I've been deciding internally, I don't want to work with this person anymore. They're not willing to take responsibility beyond a certain level, and I was scared to let go because it's money. And this is a big topic that I would love to have in this space and in other spaces, is how does my fear of being really holding space for radical responsibility and holding space for healing, if I really commit to that, it might confront my client, and they might not want to come back to me because they realize they need to shift something. And then if they don't come back, I don't get money, and then I won't survive, and then I might, then you can go back to the death thing if you want to go that far. And how does all of that stuff, but really wanting to be conscious about how that influences how I work with people and what comes up in me when I work with people, because I don't want to adjust and manipulate myself and manipulate the space because I want their money. Even though I know that there's a part of me that really wants their money or wants to earn money. It's not so much theirs. And yeah, it's an interesting edge to be riding on, particularly right now, as I said, without many clients coming in and not so much regular income flow, and this new training that's just been born. It's kind of like one came in and then the clients started becoming less, and just trying to trust that something new is coming, and or something new is coming. I've birthed something new, and there's a big empty space in a way. Yeah.
When I listened to you, Stacia, I got a picture of softening. And there are two topics. One is what you just mentioned about, I want their money. And maybe it is possible to soften that into, I want just to flow, that energy is flowing. And there was something similar when you said, I don't want to make this marketing, but you want to be an invitation for new people to come. And it lands also inside of myself. This could be possibility. I feel joy to bring myself more into visibility.
I feel fear when I hear you, Catherine, because I'm afraid that I'm afraid that instead of saying, I want their money, which might be the energetic signature that is real, saying, I want to flow. I don't know, but it might be a way of like fooling yourself in painting it differently. And maybe the real purpose and the real point of origin is, I want your money. And if it is so, I sense it's being closer to reality to actually check out, what is that about? Like through a Gremlin ecstasy, for example. And then I feel what is that about? Yeah, that's what I have to say. And I want to keep saying things. I feel glad that you bring the topic of money, Stacia, because I keep hearing it in different places, and I sense it's something that is pulsating alive in the field. And I have an impulse of making the next village call about that, about exploring the topic of money. And I feel here because I don't know if I think I'm in a lab, and so I would need to change the time of the calls to be here, and or someone else could call have space for the call, and I would not be here, and I would like communicate about that. But I propose to make that it about money because I really don't sense that you're alone with those considerations, Tasha, and I would want to unfold them together. I would not. I want to unfold them together.
So our hour is complete, and I want to hear from Sarah.
Me too.
If you have also something to share. So everyone is in to add a couple of minutes. No
Yes.
resistance. Good. You are muted, Sarah.
Right now I'm reading the circle building website again. And I was, since I'm in possibility management, very orientated to Freiburg because there is so much going on, like Fear Club, Rage Club, and the possibility team. And now I just shift my view into the village I live and also the next city. And I feel a lot of fear, but also joy because there are so many spaces happening where I can just enter and talk to people and just bringing one or two distinctions. Or like somebody was asking me a few days ago it was like a playground for adults to meet each other and create intimacy. And one person asked me, what are you doing? And I was talking about bringing consciousness about feeling. And he was so turned on by hearing about that. And he was a physical therapist. So he wanted to have a conversation with me about how does this fit with his work? Like every day are so many people out there of having conversations about what they are doing. And I have a lot of real interesting stuff to share with them. So it's for me now this new door to have also fun. Like if I stay in this scarcity of I don't have clients, I don't have a space, like this is not working at the moment. And also working on my website at the moment is I need the drive to go there. This is if I pressure myself to do something, it is not working. So I want to enter these spaces and just be there and create interest and people meeting me and saying, okay, this is Sarah. What is she telling? And maybe remembering me when the next time I maybe offer a space, like also having fun with offering spaces in reality, not only online in this village, because this village is rich, but is also there's the richness of distinctions, and the scarcity of distinctions is right outside of my house door. So why not going there? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to check because you were saying something, Gabriel, and then we came back to Stasia, which I appreciated. So thank you, Selena, for doing that. And I want to still check with you, Gabriel, if you have something that you want to, is it still relevant if you want to say something?
There is one thing, and I was still with the question, some kind of question I had for Sarah also. It's like, I hear that the way you make yourself visible is like by entering spaces and making distinctions or being part of the village, let's say. And yeah, I want to ask you if it is your way or you sense you have another way. I don't know. I'm getting interested in your sharing, and somehow I don't know how to ask that question. And yeah, if you have more ways of being visible.
Yeah, what comes up for me is when I hear you is that, and I see you all like you are these unique beings with this so different way of being and connected to other people. Like even you, even the radiance you unfold it in this, like everywhere you go, you are this universe. And just having a talk to somebody is you are leaving a different imprint of what is possible. So I think it's not interesting where you go. It's just like where can you bring what you want to bring? And I'm really scared about going into spaces where it is political or something like this. But I was in a call with Clinton, and he said there is where the rubber meets the road. So if you not show up with the different view you have or the difference you are, nobody can experience. So how do you want to be an experience for others if not meeting people? Is this an answer to your question?
Yes.
Great.
I really love this image of like scanning for, is this a distinction rich space, or is it a space that is, how did you say it? In scarcity of distinction.
Yes.
And using that when I enter spaces, just to ask me this question. And yeah. And then what I get is this image of diffusion, you know, when there's a lot of salt density in one side and then no salt density in the other side, then it just goes through the membrane and like the distinction, they will then just wander through. If I have that awareness, I think about, is this actually here a space where just simply distinctions are missing?
Yes. And I want to just a short legend, like this space I was in happened in Freiburg. And I met a lot of people, and then they were asking me in this, we had like Diaden talking with each other, with each other, and then they were asking like, how come you are like this? And I said, it's not about me. Like, do you know possibility management? Do you know the possibility team in Freiburg? So if you want to have something of this, just go there. So yeah, this is
Yes.
how you make legends. Yes.
What I hear in that is it's not just about making yourself visible, but also making the work visible.
Yes.
You know, having a bridge, there's a team or there's a work talk or there's a training or whatever, and having spaces to bridge people into to make visible what's not visible in their lives as well.
Yes.
I think that it is about one or the other thing, because depending on the purpose, like depending on, I keep going back to this. I'm judging it. Depending on what am I committed to, and then that will manifest in choosing something or in choosing another thing. And then that's gonna create a life. I I feel bad about allowing myself to not know if it's reasonable what I'm saying. And inside of me,
That's how it goes when you start to become more visible.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it doesn't matter if what you are saying is reasonable, but the way you show up and you left an energetic imprint. This was landing in me.
And then what I heard from you, Anna Maria, is that the purpose is, for me, was when I was sharing with these people, was to deliver my work. Like, it's not about being me. It's not about being me. I want to deliver my work. So this is the vacuum that pulls me in these spaces to get more rich of experience. How could this happen? And what do people really need? Maybe like, or what pulls me to increase also my skills. So what do I want to deliver? How come that these people are not talking to each other, or in this way, or whatever, like getting these hints, and that pulls me on my way to my speciality also.
Yes, I find the clarity in deciding what I'm committed to ongoingly. And I'm gonna make a 1 hour video of 1 hour. But I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a 1 hour video about what I'm committed to. And I invite you to the experiment. If you want to discover what you're committed to, just speak for an hour and record yourself, and then share it in the coaching team.
In the what? I didn't hear the end.
Possibility coaching is a group.
Okay.
To discover what is each of us committed to.
I feel joy to hear you, Anna Maria, and that just remind me how much I like your way of sharing experiments. And it just remind me when you proposed me to experiment during the Rage Club in Toulouse about being like allowing myself to be crazy in public. And I didn't do it. And like a few weeks ago, I started to think again about that, and that I like right now, I want to do it again. Like I want to do it because I feel like it's my time now. Anyway, I just wanted to share that because I love the way you're making new experiments all the time. It's like inspiring me. I also want to share something. I want to share something about the way we are starting to make visible the summer camp we are holding space with Gabriel. And we had this incredible woman coming with her kids this year, and it's totally changed her life to come to this summer camp. And she's like, I'm just all the time, like every time I see her, I'm just picking up some new sentences and using it to make it visible, because it's really like 2 days ago, she told me I saved 3 years of going to see a psychologist with just having like 2 weeks at the summer camp. And I was like, okay, can I write that down and use it for communication? And it's also, for me, it's one of the best way to get in touch with people, and it's related with what you said, Sarah, just to experience with new people, like what is my experience, like how I'm growing up, and how the people I already coach, they they are also growing up like this. Yes.
I sense that the space is full, and I want to check if anyone else has a necessity to say something. And if not, I would invite you, Catherine, to put a bow on it.
Yeah,
I have something actually when I said that.
go.
I remember, which is that the game world of possibility coaching will be deepened in the 1 year training that starts in February. And I will discover, and you, how will that be? And I invite you to join the introduction, the 4th of October, and to bring, I am in a liquid state about that. I'm in a liquid state about how do I want to collaborate in making that 1 year training happen. And I invite you to come and bring your liquid states and bring your questions and your feelings, and so that we make it, so that we co-create it together.
Thank you.
Thank you for the space.
Will you put it in the Telegram group, Possibility Coaching, this invitation?
Yes, I will.
Yes, thank you.
Obviously, there is already the next space where we could meet. And I thank you very much for sharing and be visible, following your impulses. I'm so glad. I'm just right now, I'm looking at Selina and David. And the last time I saw you, you were different people. And this is so also so amazing to observe this changing of becoming more and more what you really are. Thank you all, and see you in the next space.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.